What's going on, the copywriting course? Your boy Loso 2.0, the copy god himself. And today I'm gonna talk about the deeper meaning to Thor: Love and Thunder. Okay, now I'm not gonna spoil the entire movie for you, although some stuff probably got spoiled for you anyway. I'm just going to kind of give my little insights about it, although there may be some things that I may spoil some parts of the movie, nothing too major. So if you do want to keep listening or watching, just go ahead. So Thor: Love and Thunder, right? First of all, I am a Marvel fanatic. Not a fanatic, like I'm really deep into it, but I do love Marvel movies, man. Like, I just love the storyline. I love how they connect everything together. And I'm big on superheroes because superheroes to me always have a deeper meaning. Like, it's never just the superhero. You know what I mean? Like, it's the superhero plus this, or it's the superhero, you know what I mean? And they all have deeper meanings behind it with finding themselves. The character development is crazy in Marvel movies as well, man. I'm just saying. Now, all in all, my rating for Thor is probably like a 7, because it's like, the thing about Thor was the storyline was amazing, deeper meaning amazing, the villain was really good. I'm not gonna lie, I loved the villain. I'm not gonna lie. Everything was amazing. The only problem was, to me, was just that the jokes were funny, but it kind of reminded me of like those people who keep making jokes when they're not funny, but they keep going. You know what I mean? And it's just like, bro, like, eventually at some point you got to stop making a joke. Like, it's not funny. Like, you told them it's not funny, and they still believe it to be funny, so they keep going and going and going. That right there is what like Thor reminded me of. Like, they literally just kept making joke after joke to the part where it was almost not, it was more comedic than it was serious majority of the whole, movie, basically, right? So like, that's really what it reminded me of. Now, Thor always has been like comedic and all that stuff like that. So yeah, I kind of expected that to an extent, but I did not expect it to be just like laughs the whole movie. The second thing is, I'm not gonna say, because I say that, oh, Los is canceled, but you get what I'm coming across. Though it was too corny, basically, but everything else was amazing. Okay, so now the deeper meaning from Thor, what I believe, right? So Gore is the bad guy in Thor. Now Gore, little backstory, stuff like that, is just a man who is strictly, I would say, religious to a strong extent. Like, Gore believes in his gods. He prays for his gods to save him no matter what. Like, he you know what I mean? He was like, this bro was down and out, down bad, walking through the desert barefoot. He had a freaking curtain as his clothes. Like, he was down bad, like, I'm telling you. And then, not to mention it, to make matters worse, right, he had his daughter with him, like maybe like a little 8-year-old girl that was with him, that was literally down and out bad too. Like, she's over here, lips crusty, no water. They didn't get water for days. They're just sleeping under a rock, basically, like dying out. But Gore didn't allow that to stop him. He just kept, he kept his faith strong no matter what happened. Like, oh, okay, like, God, our God will save us. Our God will save us from this treachery. Like, he will help us with all this stuff. Like, that's what he just kept saying. Like, he kept praying and stuff like that. He lost his daughter, though, in the desert. Like, it was sad, I'm not gonna lie. He lost his little 8-year-old girl in the desert. Gore was down and out bad, right? How would you react to you losing your daughter? Most people lose faith, right? Gore, on the other hand, still kept faith in his God. He kept saying, I pray for, I thank you. It's okay. I know she's going to the heaven realm or something. Like, he just kept saying that. Like, he just knew that she was going basically to heaven. It's a happier place. He just kept praying for it, and he prayed for his God to save him. Well, the thing that happened was, he didn't save him. Okay, like I said, his daughter died, and it kind of reminded me of what's the name? It kind of reminded me of a couple of things, right? You ever seen The Pursuit of Happiness? In The Pursuit of Happiness, Jaden Smith was telling a joke, and he was like, hey, listen, this is funny, right? He was like, so a man was down, drowning bad, right? And a boat came by, and he was like, no, I'm good, God will save me. Then another boat come by, and he's drowning out, splashing for water, and they're just like, yo, we'll save you. He's like, no, God will save me. So then he goes and drowns and dies, and then he goes to heaven, and then he was like, God, why didn't you save me? He said, I sent you 2 boats, dummy. You know what I mean? It's funny because it's like, you can't, the thing that I'm trying to get from this, right, is you cannot rely on God to guide you to everything. Like, just praying for it and saying, oh, I know God will do this, is not going to make God do it. All right. So it's not going to make him do it. He's not going to make you save you. You cannot just rely on God. We all are gods, lowercase g, in ourselves. So we have to do everything ourselves too. Like, he's within us, but you cannot pray on him to save you. Pray on him to get you everything. It's you. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the grind, right? And Gore didn't understand that until he goes. So after, you know what I mean, that happens, after Gore, and it's funny, I was just having this conversation with my mentor after, right? Gore was having all these conversations and everything, and then after he was doing that stuff, right, he literally after he was going through all of this, he literally he ran into his God. So like, he literally seemed like he kept walking a little bit further, and he ran into a paradise where he found his God sitting there. And his God's just sitting there, you know, flirting in front of his girls, because them, because there's multiple gods, just to let you know, right? Just to let you know, everybody, because I said everything is a god. A lot of things are gods with lowercase g. You can make anything a god. Before in the Bible, they made that horse or whatever the frick that was, that calf or whatever, a god, and started praying to it, and then God was like, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? But so like, his God was over there flirting with girls, and you know how I don't know if he was a Greek god, but maybe, Greek gods are all about like all that crap, like that orgy stuff, you know what I mean, just sleeping with mortals, all that stuff. So his God's over there in the forest eating fruit, picking stuff, and he was just like, and he seen him, he was like, my God, like da 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 da, like he was praying to him, and then his God was like, basically started to laugh at him, like, bro, like, you really expected me to save you, bro? Like, I'm not saving. I didn't say I save you. Your daughter's not going to here. Da 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 da. And basically, it's kind of like those things where it's like, don't meet you know what I mean? You don't want to meet somebody you look up to, because you may look at them differently. And it was the same thing. Like, he was like, nah, God, da 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 da, some. He kept singing that. He was like, nah, God, what? Like, no, she's not. He's like, no, you're not going. She's not going. Da 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 da. Like, basically, it was like he almost like made that drawing up. And he was just like, and you have to, forgive me on this, because it's a little blurry, because I'm not gonna lie, I seen it at 8:30, and I'll be knocked out at 10 o'clock. So, but he was just like saying that, and then when he did that, he really got upset, and then his God basically started like, because like he started seeing something and disrespecting his God, and his God got angry. They started getting into it, but then he picked up the necro blade. So the necro blade is a sword that helps you slay gods. So then he was thinking like, you know what? I don't want to deal with, other people dealing with the same thing. Like, gods are not basically what he thought they were. He figured out that gods are not what he thought they were. Exactly. You have to, it goes back to my point I was saying, right? You got to rely on yourself. Like, yes, God is there. I'm not atheist. God is within all of us. I do believe in the Most High God. But at the end of the day, he's not the one that's going to save you. You have to put in the work. It has to come from within, type of thing. And he literally got that necro blade and slayed his God. And then after that guy, he just went on a rampage, and that's where he started as Gore, and he started slaying gods. And there's a lot more meanings that go from it. That was the biggest one I got from it, is like, you cannot rely on your God. You cannot just pray to your God and rely on your God and expect him to save you from everything. That's not how it works. You have to go out there and you have to put in the work. It's just the way it is, right? Like, sorry, but I mean, you could tell me your thoughts on it. You could tell me everything you think. I want you guys to keep killing the day. And just remember, you pray for marking like this. Copy God out.